Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the screen on this 2022 M2 MacBook Air. Alright, so here we go. This is model A2681. Alright, we're going to first use a P5 or pentalobe, I believe it's a 1.2 screwdriver. Alright, and we're going to undo all the screws from the bottom. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pan and I remove them. In this case, there's only 4 screws, so let's go ahead and get those all removed. Alright, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this bottom cover off. So usually you see where the opening right is. We're going to have to pull that side up using a suction cup. If you don't have a suction cup, you can use tape. Just stick 2 pieces of tape together and then make it meet like this. I would make it face that way so you have a tab and you can just pull up on it. Alright, so we'll pull that up slightly. The other way is if you can get your screwdriver slightly in that little screw hole and pull on it. Sometimes you can lift it that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and work our way across here to pop the clips. There's probably clips there too. Yep. Alright, and clips here as well. And then once you get the clips from the sides and the front and the middle out, we're going to rotate it like this. And then you basically hold it like that inside, grab, and pull down. Alright, then we'll go to the other side, do the same thing. Pull down. Okay, if it didn't go all the way out, go back to the other side and pull it down. Come on, why is it just rocking and rolling itself? I believe this is, am I doing this right? Okay, come on. Oh, maybe there's just a clip there. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a clip because it keeps... I don't know, maybe not. What is going on here? Okay. No, it does slide. It's not clips. So don't try and just yank it. Why is the middle one? I don't know why the middle one is not going. See that? It's just, it keeps reconnecting itself. What is going on? Is there a clip here instead? Shouldn't be. What is going on? I've never had it do this before. Okay. I'm going to push with my fingers on the front here while pulling the top layer. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, why was it stuck? You see, there's 4 of these little things that it just slides on. I don't know why it wasn't wanting to come out, but there we go. We got it. Okay. Next thing we got to do is disconnect the battery, which is right here. And let's see, oops, let me actually get a thumbnail of the whole inside portion. I have another video where I did this one and then I didn't have that issue pulling the cover off, but hopefully that will help people. Sometimes having the struggles in the video helps people see that, okay, it's not always going to go easily. So we're going to use a T3 or Torx 3, okay? Sometimes people are like, why don't you edit that stuff out and just show it working right away? And the reason, again, is like sometimes people will be like, how come you were able to get it off so easily and I couldn't pull the cover? So things like this sometimes happen, and it's good to keep that kind of stuff in. We're using a T3 Torx 3 screwdriver to remove the screws for the battery connector. Okay, we'll get those 2 screws out. Now that we got those 2 out, there's this metal plate. We gotta lift it off. Okay, and as you can see, this is also being some trouble here. What is going on? This one's being extra trouble. Okay, so we'll lift this off just like this. It does have these little hooks, so be careful. If you flip it upside down, you can actually damage this. So make sure you don't rotate it and put it on the wrong way. Alright, now we got the battery connector here. We're gonna just detach this. Oh no, I'm getting a call. I think my other customer might be here. But we'll flip this up. And then what we'll do is we'll open the MacBook and press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds. Alright, so do that, and then once you do that, we'll close it and continue working on it. Give me a second, I have a customer here. Alright, we finished holding the power button for 15 seconds, so let's go ahead now and continue disconnecting everything else. Alright, so we gotta first remove these little things. So let's zoom in here. Okay, there's going to be a lot of pieces. Again, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be and are different size, shape, and lengths. We'll undo that screw. Okay, let's see, can we remove this before we take this out? I don't remember. Probably not. Probably not. Oh, actually, yes. Okay, so as you saw, I used the screwdriver in the little hole to help pull that out. I'm going to set that aside. Okay, then we got the other one on the other side. We're going to remove that as well. Undo that screw. Okay, again, after you undo that screw, I can use the screwdriver in here while I get underneath with my fingernail. You can use a plastic pry tool, lift this up, and then use the screwdriver to help pull this forward. Okay, you can kind of wiggle it like that, and there we go. There's the other piece if you want to see what the other side looks like. Okay, it's the same on both, but there you go. Okay, so next thing we gotta do, we gotta remove all these little connectors here. So there's this one here. Okay, and this one here. All right, after you remove that, there's this little metal plate. We're gonna lift that up. Okay, and set that aside. Then we have the little connector right there. Just flip it up. I just use my fingernails. You can use little plastic pry tools or whatever works for you. Okay, you can see now it's no longer connected. All right. Let's see. Let's check the replacement screen because sometimes they have these metal plates attached as part of it. So here's the screen. We're going to peel this tape off here, and we just want to take a look. You want to hold down this connector if there's tape on yours, and then kind of carefully pull this because you don't want to rip the cable out. Okay, so there we go. And as you can see, it does have this metal plate on top. Okay, so we're going to leave this piece on top. Okay, so we're going to undo this screw here. These are holding down the connectors. And this screw here. Okay, now that we've got those two out, we're going to go ahead and lift this metal plate off. Or is it attached with the other? Oh, there's a hidden screw. Sorry, I almost jumped ahead. There's a hidden screw underneath this dark black grayish tab, or whatever you call this, pad. All right, so we'll get that screw out as well. All right, make sure to get all three out. Sorry, I'm trying to line up the screws. All right, there we go. Now we can lift that out. All right, then we got the connectors here. We're gonna have to flip those up. So again, I just use my fingernail to get underneath. Again, you can use plastic pry tools or whatever they're made of, nylon. Okay, this screw is still holding down, so we are gonna have to undo the screw to lift it. Just that side and this side, okay? So you only need to remove those screws, okay? As you can see now, the whole cable's coming up, and that's how it is on the replacement one, okay? So now we can move that out of the way. I don't think we need to disconnect this cable, but just in case, we'll flip that up, okay? So there's a little cable here. Flip that up just in case, okay? You can see it's unlatched, because I think we're gonna have to remove that, and that will be part of it. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to here. We got to remove this little metal plate. Okay, that one and this screw. Okay, now that we got those two screws out, we're gonna remove that. And then we got the wireless antennas here. For this, it would help to use a little tool, but you can also wait till you're pulling the antennas up. But it's gonna be best to use a little pointy tool to get that out. Let's go ahead and remove the two screws here. Okay, and then we're gonna lift this metal plate out just like this. Same thing, this one has little hooks. Make sure you put it the right way, okay? So we'll set that aside. We got the little cable there as well. We'll flip that up. There you go. All right, and then I don't think we have to take these out, but we do need to take this out. Okay. So we're gonna switch over to the T5, Torx 5. Let me see, I need to make sure I'm gonna get all of them out. Okay, so we're gonna first get this little screw out. Okay, then we're gonna get this one. Then we're gonna get this one. this one. Again, don't mix up the screws. Alright, and then we'll get this guy. And the last one over here. Alright, let's see if we can lift this out now. Okay, these speakers come out very easily. They're speakers plus wireless antennas. As you can see, we are lifting this up. You want to be careful. Oops, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this, you just kind of lift it, and then we're going to swing it over. Again, you can see as we pull it, it pops out the antenna easily. Normally, you'll go from the tail, so when you lift it, make sure you're kind of just going so the tail lifts out like that. Alright, so as you can see, yeah, we didn't need to disconnect this one, so we can go ahead and push that back down, make sure it's clicked into place. Alright, and then same thing with the other side, the antenna and speaker. We're going to carefully lift this, and since the antenna is going this way, you can see I twisted it like that to swing it and disconnect it. So there we go. Antennas came out really easily. Okay, next thing, oh, we do have to also disconnect this one. I forgot about that. We're going to switch back over to the T3 Torx 3 screwdriver. Okay, we'll get those two screws out. Alright, now that we got those out, we should be able to lift this plate up. Okay, just like that. Oh, I probably should zoom in a little bit more here. Okay, where's the... Okay, so we got this piece out. As you can see, this one doesn't have hooks, it just has little pads underneath, but make sure you put it on the right way. Okay, now we need to disconnect this little cable here. So this side, we're going to lift that up. Okay, disconnect this. And then we're going to have to peel this out. If your screen comes with this, doesn't come with this cable, then you actually don't want to take this out. I have another video showing how to, basically you need to take the screw out from here. But that screw is super tiny, so it's very risky trying to peel it out. Okay, but here you can see, we're going to take this out. Let me show you what I mean. So underneath this piece here, so this can fold over sideways. Oh, you do have to still kind of peel the adhesive here. Oops, sorry. So there's adhesive going all the way there. And then once you do that, you can kind of flip it over sideways. And you can see there's a tiny screw underneath it. And that is a... I believe it's a T2, a Torx 2 screwdriver, not T3. So it's super tiny, and this one, it's pretty fragile, and screwdrivers sometimes aren't designed well, so they break, and I think that's why a lot of the manufacturers, or the people that sell screens now, they sell it with this piece already on there. Alright, we're going to readjust the camera here, because now we need to take the screen out. So at the edge of your desk, we're going to open up the MacBook all the way. We're going to flip it over so the keyboard is face down. Let me zoom out a bit more. Okay, just like this. And then we're going to be using a T8 or Torx 8 screwdriver to undo the screws here. So we're going to undo the 6 screws, 3 on each side, holding the hinges in place. Okay. Just like this. Alright. And then these other 3, just like this. Alright. You do want to make sure to peel up the adhesive all the way from the little sensor here. So that way, after we got all of this out, we can go ahead and let the screen drop to about 90 degrees and then kind of lift and wiggle. If it doesn't come out, you can kind of swing it forward and backwards until it pops out just like that. And there's the old screen. It actually came out really easily. The first time I did this, I think it took like an hour because there were all these extra things that had problems. Alright, so here you can see the replacement screen has this sensor. The only thing is they put all this tape here, so you gotta be careful peeling this up. Okay, there you go. Alright, make sure the hinge is open all the way. If you can't do this by hand, you can use a screwdriver. Just get in the screw hole, and then you can use that to kind of help open and close the hinge like this. Just make sure you don't pull it too far past. Once it stops, make sure that you stop pulling on it or you can break it. Alright, so here we go. You can see they have the sensor here, and they even have the adhesive tab for you. Alright, depending on who you buy the screen from, it might not have all that stuff, so keep that in mind. And if you need a video showing how to replace this, I have one. And also when the screw stripped on it, because the screw is so tiny, I was able to remove it using a screw extractor, but that was a huge pain. All right, anyways, we'll get this in. So there you can see, pretty simple. Just make sure to line it up and then wiggle it same way you had to remove it. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna get one screw on this side. Okay, don't over tighten it yet. We're just loosely tightening it right now. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the screen like this on the desk and slowly close it up. Okay, make sure that this cable is loose and not getting stuck on anything. Actually, what we need to do is we need to remove this foam pad thing here because we don't want to damage the screen by closing that on there. Okay, we'll close this. So the screen manufacturer a lot of times I've been using now is this 7Puppy. If you need a link to it, let me know. Okay, it'll help me a little bit too if I send you a link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but Amazon gives me a tiny kickback if you use a link that I send. All right, so anyways, now that we got that in, well, actually, let's leave it upside down. But we're gonna wanna make sure to align the edges here. So what we're gonna do is we'll undo the screw slightly. And what I do is on the back here, you can see how, let me see. You can see how it wiggles a bit. So you wanna make sure that it's all lined up. And the way I do that, what happened? The two screws I might have knocked two screws somewhere. Oh, here's one. Give me a second. Let me make sure I find that screw before it's stuck here. Okay. I was like worried I was gonna lose that. These screws are so tiny. Okay, I need to push that out of the way. Okay, so let me show you here how this works. Okay. So first, let me move some more screws out of the way. Okay, what I do is I take the screwdriver bit because this has a nice straight edge, and then I'll pull both parts together because you can see how it kind of wiggles apart. So I'll pull this to make sure it's flush together on both sides. Okay, so we'll go to that side and then we'll go to this side. And then you want to make sure also that the gap between the two sides is even. So there's a bigger gap here, so I'm gonna slide it over if I can. Okay, there we go. And then make sure all the front edge and everything is nice and even. Okay, then we're gonna use the thing one more time to make sure it's flush. Okay, and now we'll just screw this down. So screw that down and screw this down. Actually, is it not? I feel like it's not lined up still. There's a bigger gap on this side. But I don't know if it's moving. It didn't really move much to the side. Okay, I think that's as much as it will move. We're gonna flush this up again. Yeah, I don't think for some reason this side, it doesn't wanna go as far. Can I use this to move it? These are all loose, right? Yep. Yeah, I think it's just barely slightly off, but should be okay. We'll test and make sure everything's good once we get all of it put back together. Okay, so we'll get this screw in and this screw in. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, then we'll get the last of the hinge screws in. Just like that. Just like this. This. Okay, and the last one here. Make sure you don't accidentally screw down on top of that cable. Okay, very important, because if you do, then you'll destroy that cable and then your screen won't know when to go into sleep mode. All right, we're gonna zoom in again here, and now we got to get this cable back in. So there's the adhesive here. You're gonna have to peel this off, this blue layer. Okay. Make sure that you can plug this in first. So pull this up. All right. You can see you gotta kind of pull it back a little bit to line it up and then click that down. All right, now that you got that clicked into place, we're gonna go ahead and stick this down. So hold this piece down and then run your finger along. You can see this part wants to also Go down and then push that down. All right, there we go. Okay, so now that we got all of that, we're gonna go ahead and put back the other screws. So we got the little cover here. And we'll get these 2 screws back in. So usually what I do is I will line up one side first. We'll get that screw in. Okay, get the second screw. Oh no, they're doing gardening outside, it's noisy. Alright, and then we'll get this screw in. And then hold this down and then tighten both sides. Usually I'll only loosely fit one side first so that we can make sure everything's aligned, and then tighten both of them down. There we go. Alright, pretty simple. Now we're going to go ahead and put the speakers back in. So just get this, line it up, drop it into place. Make sure you get this lined up. Okay, you want to make sure it's lined up. The way you know is when it's in place. If you kind of move your fingernail or swipe your finger on top, it shouldn't move around. Then you can know it's safe to click it down. Alright, we're going to get the other speaker on this side. So same thing, just drop this into place. Okay, make sure the cable is lined up. Again, move your finger up and down to make sure, and then click it. Alright, you want to make sure that it's lined up right. Okay, we got these cables here. Alright, so let's see. Oh, on this one they put PH0 screws, but the ones it comes with are are these T3 Torx 3 screws. Alright, so we're gonna get that lined up. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Make sure this is good. Alright. You can then try and click these into place. Might be a little tricky to make sure. It's easier to make sure to get these lined up first and then kind of click it down. Okay. Make sure this one's not wanting to go in, right? Okay. You might have to push the cables a little bit back, but there we go. That's in. Now we should be able to get the screw in here. Oh, do I need to get this all lined up first? The speakers? The speakers do go underneath the connector here slightly, so you gotta make sure that's all lined up before you can get this in. Man, why are these being a pain? Stay in. Yeah, it's being weird. Let's go ahead and put in the T5 Torx 5 screws first. That might make it a little easier. So the speaker has all these screws that we need to put back. Okay. I'm gonna again loosely fit it first to make sure things line up. The second one. Again, I'm just loosely fitting it. I'm not tightening anything down yet. Alright, now that we got these 3 in, you can see it still has a little play to it, but should be okay. Go ahead now and tighten those down. Last one here. Okay, we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Also 3 screws. Loosely fit it. Loosely fit it. And the last one here. Alright, tighten that. Tighten that. And tighten that. Alright, you want to make sure to push down the little speaker connectors here, otherwise you won't have any sound. That one, and the other one over here. Okay. Alright, and now hopefully the little screws will go in easier. Let's see, does it line up okay? It lines up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the T3 Torx 3 screws again. Put this down into place. And get that. Why is it so difficult? Why are they not going in? Are the screw mounts like not right? Oh, there we go. Okay, I don't know why that was so difficult, but there we go. Alright, also make sure this is down. It looks like it was popping up a tiny bit. Okay, the other T3 Torx 3 screw. Come on, go in. Why is it not going in easily? Okay, I think I know what's going on. Let's go ahead and take the PH0 JS0 screwdriver. I'm going to loosen these a tiny bit. I think this isn't lining up quite right. So I'm going to loosen it just a tiny bit. Switch back to the T3. Loosen that a tiny bit. And then hopefully now we can use that to align this. It's still being weird. Come on, stay in place. Get in. This screw doesn't want to go in. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know why that was so difficult, but we got it. Tighten these all back up. Make sure to tighten back up the PH0, JS0 screws if you loosen those. Actually, these might be PH00. But there we go. Okay. Next, what do we got? We got all these little connectors. Again, make sure these things were pushed down. So we got this one for the speaker here. Drop that into place. Okay. And we'll get these screws in. Okay, since this thing kind of auto aligns itself, you can go ahead and tighten it down right away. There we go. All right, we got the ones for the antennas. I don't know why this one looked all like bent. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of bent for some reason. Okay. Maybe that's why the cover was having a hard time coming off for some reason. I think it might have been pulling on this somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. All right, this one we're gonna loosely fit first. Come on, get back in. These screws are too tiny, so it doesn't stay on the screwdriver very well. Okay, loosely fit that one. Get the second screw here, and then we'll get this one. Okay, there we go. We'll tighten that down, and we'll tighten this down. All right, we got these, all the screen cable connections that we need to put back, so get that in. And first, oh, let's actually also get it underneath the sticker here. This is like the warranty sticker. I don't know if I can get it under there, but all right. I like to twist the screws backwards first. I don't know if you noticed, so you can hear it click. All right, and then we got the other one here. All right, and then the middle screw. Peel this back up. That lined up. All right, and then tighten it down. Good. Stick this back into place. Tighten that down and tighten this down. Perfect. All right, now we have the other speaker little cover here. All right. So get this one there and the second one. Alright, tighten that down, and tighten that down. Alright, we're almost done. We just need the little hinge covers here. So get this back in. Okay, you have to slide it in at an angle like that. And then we'll get the screw in. There we go. And then the other side, same thing. Get the little hinge, goes in again at an angle. Just like that. And then we'll get this screw in. Alright, now we have the battery connector. This one you want to make sure you do last. Okay, click that down. Get this in. Again, remember it has those little hooks on there, so you want to be careful not to put it upside down. This has the self-aligning thing, so we can go ahead and tighten that down. And the other one. Tighten that down. Alright, we're just about done. We need the T5 Torx 5 screwdriver. Let's zoom out here. Get the bottom cover back on. So again, you do have to slide it in because it has those little these little hook things here. So you start at an angle like this and then you slide it. It hooks onto these 4 screws there. Okay, so like that. Slide it in, hold this area down and slide that up. Make sure it's all slid in perfectly. Okay, then line up all the edges down here. Make sure everything looks good. And click that down. Okay, there's 2 clips here, 2 clips up there, and I think that's good. Double check, make sure everything looks aligned right. Good, make sure there's no weird gap here. If there is, that means you didn't slide it into those screws correctly. And yeah, let's go ahead and get the last screws in. It's not going to turn on until you plug in the charger. So yeah, alright, let's get the last 4 screws in. And again, if this video helped you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, yeah, you're welcome to stay as I get all these screws back in and then power it on. Oh, also I have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. So if you want my review videos to be separate from my repair videos, as soon as I get that one to 1,000 subscribers and can start monetizing those videos, I'll stop putting them on this channel and I'll just put them all on that one, unless people object to that and want me to keep it all on one channel. But anyways, there we go. We got all the screws in. We'll flip this over. We'll open this up. Now we gotta power it on by plugging it in. As you can see, if we don't plug it in, nothing happens. Okay, so we're gonna plug it in. You can use the USB-C cable. You don't have to use the other original MagSafe one. So we'll do that. Power it on, and there you go. Okay, so you can see the screen is on. All right, and it's powering up, so we should be good to go. The one weird thing, okay, the trackpad was taking a while. I was like, why isn't it clicking? But there you go. That's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Now you can go ahead and peel this off. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and do this one last one. All right, let's drop this. Bye. Oh yeah, one last thing, the date and time will reset itself because the battery was disconnected, and also you want to double check that the screen close function works, so slowly close it and make sure it goes off, and there you go. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.